Alright, if you are a faction that has access to the lore of metal, you are also usually a faction that has access to ranged units of some kind. I'm here to tell you, please, please, please stop taking Final Transmutation, a spell that costs you 26 gold to overcast to kill single entities. Final Transmutation is a really good blob clearing spell, but as for killing large single entities, it is actually not that good. I think there is a much better spell to kill big monsters with. So let's see here. Gonna overcast Final Transmutation, which costs, what was that, 27? 26 Winds of Magic. And I'll throw 2 volleys with my Marauder Horsemen and Horse Masters against this Dread Saurian. He has 14,992 HP. Spend 26 Winds of Magic, and I'm also gonna throw at him at the same time. Pin cushion him a little bit. Fall back. Then I have my Shaman go into melee to hold him in place so I can get another volley off. So that's 2 volleys. Right, 2 volleys plus an overcasted Final Transmutation. We have done 4,501 damage for 26 Winds of Magic and 2 volleys from each of my horsemen. But instead, what if you use Plague of Rust? Plague of Rust overcast only costs you 6 Winds of Magic, so significantly less. You could cast 4 of those and have 2 Winds of Magic left over than Final Transmutation. So remember, 4,501 damage value, 10,491 for HP. Plague of Rust is active, lowering this Red Saurian's armor. There was 1 volley, and they start to run away before they'll get a second volley off here in a second. Fire again, please. There's the second volley. All right, so in the second volley, what were we at? So 4,501 means we were at 10,491, right? Something like that. 10,491 minus 5,478, 10,491. Okay, 478 from 491, that's 13, right? And then 10,000 minus 5,000, so that was 5,013 damage? Did I get that roughly right? I believe I did. So you can do more damage, if I did the math correctly on stream real fast. You can do more damage with a much cheaper spell to complement your ranged units rather than using just Final Transmutation. And you might be like, hey man, what if you don't have ranged units? I don't know. Your army's bad, I guess, if you want to kill big single entities. Whether you're playing multiplayer or campaign, Final Transmutation is neat for punishing blobs or hitting maybe 3 or 4 big single entities at the same time. But if you're actually just trying to kill a big single entity, Plague of Rust is way more cost effective with any range tools, or honestly even melee stuff. Like if you have Skin Wolves playing as Norska, if you have Skin Wolves and Ice Wolves, if you have... Norska doesn't have a lot of good anti-large besides their range, but anyway. Any of the factions that have Lore of Metal, I mean, you could have Empire and Huntsman, right? You could have... I'm trying to think who else has Plague of Rust offhand. I mean, Warriors of Chaos and their Skirmish Cav. Norska and their Skirmish Cav, obviously. Tzeentch can have Lore of Metal, right? Yeah, they can. So you could have Pink and Blue Horrors or their Skirmish Cav. Just reducing a big target's armor is way more effective at getting damage into it than Final Transmutation. Unless there's 3 or more of them right next to each other. Oh, Dread Saurian, you and your spooky, scary armor. Yee. So just pair this with your range tools to take down big monsters, rather than Final Transmutation and then shooting at them with naked arrows. It's much better.
Roar. Subscribe, yes.